OpenAI just did something they almost never do. They actually explained how their AI agents work under the hood. This week, the company published detailed technical documentation, revealing exactly how Codex, their AI coding agent, thinks, plans, and fixes its own mistakes. For a company notorious for keeping their cards close, this is like finding a treasure map to how production AI agents actually function. But here's where it gets interesting. At the same time this blueprint dropped, one of the most influential AI researchers in the world is arguing that the most valuable skill in the age of AI agents isn't coding, it's management. Today I'm breaking down two stories that together paint a picture of where AI agents are heading and what skills you'll actually need to work with them. Let's start with OpenAI's unusual moment of transparency. Michael Bolan, a member of OpenAI's technical staff, published an engineering post titled "Unrolling the Codex Agent Loop" on OpenAI's official blog. Now, if you're not familiar, Codex is OpenAI's AI coding agent. It's powered by their latest models and can work on real software engineering tasks, writing features, fixing bugs, answering questions about codebases, even proposing pull requests. What makes this publication remarkable is that OpenAI detailed exactly how the agent loop works. Think of the agent loop as the brain's operating system. First, a user submits a task, then an orchestrator builds a structured prompt with system, developer, and user roles. When the AI decides it needs to use a tool, like running a command or checking code, it executes that in an isolated container. The outputs get appended to the conversation, context grows after every turn, and the loop repeats until the task is done, or a safety limit kicks in. They even explained how Codex handles memory management. When conversations get too long, instead of just deleting old messages, Codex uses a compaction system that compresses the history into a shorter summary, while retaining what they call the model's implicit understanding of the conversation. This is production-grade architecture that developers have been speculating about for years, and OpenAI just handed over the playbook. Here's why this matters beyond just being interesting engineering content. OpenAI has historically been a black box. They ship products, they publish some research, but the nitty-gritty of how their production systems actually work, that's usually locked away. This changes the game for developers building their own agents. The post doesn't just describe what happens, it explains the patterns, the trade-offs, the practical notes that apply to any agent loop built on similar architectures. The key insight is that traditional AI applications are one question, one answer. But an agent loop transforms AI into what engineers describe as a self-working employee. It can plan its own path through chain-of-thought reasoning, check its own errors through self-correction, and verify its results through feedback loops. This is the architecture that separates a chatbot from a genuine AI agent. And now anyone building agentic systems has a concrete reference point, not just theory. What to watch for: other AI labs may follow suit with their own transparency initiatives. When one major player opens up, competitive pressure builds on others to do the same. Also watch for the open source community to rapidly iterate on these patterns. OpenAI's Codex CLI is already open source on GitHub, and with this architectural documentation, expect to see developers building increasingly sophisticated agent systems based on these proven production patterns. So OpenAI just gave developers a blueprint for building AI agents. But here's the provocative question. Once these agents are built and deployed everywhere, what skills will actually matter for the humans working alongside them? Because according to Wharton professor Ethan Mollick, the answer might surprise you. It's not about becoming a better coder or mastering prompt engineering. The real superpower: learning how to be a good manager. Ethan Mollick is one of the most respected voices in AI and work. He's a professor at the Wharton School at University of Pennsylvania, author of Co-Intelligence, and was named one of Time magazine's most influential people in artificial intelligence. So when he publishes something provocative, people pay attention. In his latest piece on his newsletter One Useful Thing, titled "Management as AI Superpower," Mollick argues that as AI agents proliferate, the critical differentiator won't be technical skills, it will be management and delegation capabilities. His core argument: there are now two main ways people work with AI: interactively, through back-and-forth exchanges with a chatbot, or autonomously, by delegating complete tasks to an AI and letting it work independently. As agents get better at long-horizon tasks, working on complex projects over extended periods, the second mode becomes increasingly important: and that's fundamentally a management challenge, not a technical one. Malik points to research showing that experts who follow a delegation workflow, giving AI a first pass at tasks, reviewing the work, providing corrections, and knowing when to take back control, get work done 40% faster and 60% cheaper while retaining control. The key skills: knowing when to partner, when to delegate, and when to take back control. Sound familiar? That's Management 101. This completely flips the conventional wisdom about AI skills. Everyone's been obsessing over prompt engineering courses, learning to code to stay relevant, mastering the technical side of AI tools. But Malik is saying the real competitive advantage belongs to people who can think like managers, coordinating multiple AI agents, delegating effectively, knowing when to step in and when to let the AI run. He notes that many agentic AI implementations are failing not because of technical problems, but because organizations haven't rethought their processes. It's not a technology problem, it's a process problem. This applies whether you're running an enterprise with thousands of employees, or you're a solo builder using multiple AI agents to ship products. The person who can effectively manage a team of AI agents, assigning tasks, reviewing outputs, course correcting when needed, that person will outperform the technical expert who can't delegate effectively. Watch for this management-centric view of AI to reshape training programs and hiring priorities. If Malik is right, companies should be investing as much in teaching AI delegation skills as they are in technical AI literacy. Also expect to see new tools and frameworks designed specifically around the manager-agent relationship, dashboards for overseeing multiple agents, better handoff protocols, and clearer escalation paths when AI agents get stuck or go off course. So there you have it. On one hand, OpenAI pulling back the curtain on how production AI agents actually work, giving developers a concrete blueprint instead of theoretical frameworks. On the other hand, a leading AI researcher, arguing that the most valuable skill for working with these agents isn't technical at all, it's the ability to manage, delegate, and coordinate like you're running a team. The future of AI might be less about becoming a programmer, and more about becoming a good boss. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to subscribe. I cover AI and tech news like this daily. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next one.